Hello, YouTubers, people, and fellow nerds. I thought I'd start doing like a new segment just because I'm just bored and I just want to, I guess, start generating more content and content that would be hopefully pretty interesting to you guys. For me, this is just a way for me to showcase my artwork without having to scan every single page. And that gets really tedious. So what I'm going to start calling these videos is sketchbook tours. And what we're going to do, what I'm going to do in these videos is just take you on a tour of several of my old sketchbooks, and I'm hoping I'll get to show you a lot of them. So without further ado, let's begin this first sketchbook tour, and I'm going to try to go through them as chronologically as possible. Sadly, I don't date my sketchbooks, so I don't know which order they're in. But the best way I can do it is just like to do it by quality. And this is one of the oldest sketchbooks I have. In an earlier video, I stated that my mom has my original sketchbook, and that sketchbook I had stated that I wanted to destroy because I found it so embarrassing. But no, she wants to hold on to it, and I guess it's safer in her hands. So this sketchbook I had through, I think, part of high school, and I carried it throughout my time in college, and didn't um, well, I didn't go through too many sketchbooks because I was just so busy, like sketching through like loose pieces of paper, like copy paper, which was like a habit that I carried over from high school. Mostly, I did that mostly because I couldn't afford that many sketchbooks going through high school because I came from a single parent household. But my mom, she's a great mom, and she did a really good job of just like teaching me a lot of things about responsibility and uh, things like that. Um, but she taught me through like me observing her, and I I gotta call her sometime this weekend and wish her a happy Mother's Day. So let's get this tour started. So as you can say that looking at the cover, that this is a pretty old sketchbook, and here we go. Now this is oh man, yeah, this was definitely back in high school. Pretty pretty loose sketches. Didn't bother like filling too many of these pages. Like every now and then, I just want to like try to fill a page. Now, this is interesting. This is a character that I made in high school, and apparently, I guess I was a furry before I even knew what furry was. Well, I'm not a furry per se. I'm more or less a furry artist, but I guess I was drawing furry art before I knew what that genre even was. Now, this character is it says here Nate, but before it was Nate, his name was Natus, which is where I got one of my pen names from, as some of you may know, Natus underscore 01. But yeah, this is where that name came from. Is I created this character, his name is Natus, and then I just kind of used that as a pen name for my lowly art genre. And here's his twin brother Jack, and you could differentiate between the two because this one had a notch in his ear. Just a bunch of random doodles. I think that one looks like Steven Seagal, like a really gaunt, malnourished Steven Seagal. New sketches, more Natus sketches. There's Jack. There's Natus. I used to draw these characters a lot in high school. Oh, there's a little drawing of me. Ganma. Someone told me that's Blackhorse, and I can't remember what language it was. I think it might have been Chinese. Ganma is Chinese for Blackhorse or something. I think it's Chinese. I might be wrong, but yeah, that's me. Oh, this was another character I drew up in high school. Just a psycho, like mad scientist. I believe I still have those comics somewhere. More doodles, gloves, cybernetic sketch there. Some sort of demon hand studies. As you can see, like there's a lot of negative space here, and this is like my habit was when I had a sketchbook, I wanted to fill it with like just awesome sketches. So my issue is that I wasn't comfortable just drawing willy nilly in a sketchbook, and just I had that what do they call it? Blank paper paranoia or blank page fear or something. Just get intimidated by a blank page. You want to sit down and like doodle something or draw something amazing, but then just that whole blank canvas just intimidates you. There's some pages ripped out of this sketchbook. I don't remember why I ripped them out though. I have no idea what that's about. More Jack and Nada sketches. Hey, some funny little cartoon characters doing kung fu. A werewolf character right here, kind of, sorta. Now this character is someone else's character. When I was in college, reached out on one of the DeviantArt forums, and this guy was wanting someone to draw his character. And his character is called Hellstalker or something. It's got like a whole bio down here. And I guess he was like some sort of demon character or whatever. Giant thick bones, walking skeleton, elongated skull, smooth surface, no eyes or sockets, blah blah blah, this and that. And weapon of choice was a 20 millimeter pistol. That's a friggin' huge gun. And here's his different variations of like a mask he would wear. He would wear a mask made out of human faces, and it was a certain number of human faces. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 human faces. Now these were like different variations of them. As you can see, it's just very macabre. And he would also wear human skin gloves. And I was working on just how do you make huge pair of gloves out of human hands. This was his hellhound, like a two-headed demon of some sort. Sketch of a dude with a fireball, generating some fireball. Another native sketch. Yeah, it's a derivative of many other like rabbit characters that were prevalent during that time. More doodles. Dude with a gun. Just random stuff. Man, more Jack and Natus. Nothing too interesting. Study and like just using just hard shadows. to block out a scene. As you can see, is just some guy in a trench coat wielding two pistols. Some more doodles. Guy diving backwards, shooting twin guns. Loose doodles. Yeah, there's just like a lot of negative space in this sketchbook. I think I was just trying to like plow through it. These are some anatomy sketches I got from looking out of a comic book anatomy. I can't remember what the book was called. It may have very well have been called Comic Book Anatomy. Yeah, there's a female comic book superhero anatomy. Now, just letting you all know, like I didn't trace these. I just copied them from the book, just like looking at the book and just trying to mimic the muscles as close as possible. Leg muscle anatomy. Oh, that was one of my professors in college. I think his name was Locke, if I remember that correctly. Uh, Talked about animation history, like talked about days like Disney and let's see. Oh man, completely forgot like all those really old black and white studios. But yeah, he was one of them. This was another um, class or college mate. These are just a couple of them. And here's a mouse running with a couple of guns, just blasting away. There's a teddy bear, a guy kicking, and there's a small doodle of me getting freaked out by a little cat. Meow. What am I saying here? Ah, you again. How did you get in here? Get off my bed. Oh yeah, that's right. In college, had this thing with, especially in my dorm room, there was a ghost cat, and he would jump up on the bed every now and then. And when I would lie down to sleep, like I would feel this ghost cat presence just jump up on my bunk, and then just make himself at home and like lie in between the space between my knees. And I just feel this ghost cat presence just like curl up between my knees and just like go to sleep. And it's kind of freaky when I first saw it. Like I saw it as a silhouette. Just um, I was someplace. I was sitting on my um, was it roommate's bed. We were like watching something on his TV, and the lights were out, and we were watching, I think, Adult Swim at that time. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see this like weird ghost cat just like walk off my bed and just jump onto the floor. It's a pretty weird experience. Nothing much going on here. A dude swinging from a bar, kicking something, hand holding a gun. Some random dude grinning like crazy. This is a sketch of another like a college friend. His name was Henry. I don't know what he's up to lately. What he's still out and about. A guy diving to the side. Looks like he's about to throw some sort of energy ball from his hands. Trying to Hadouken or a Kamehameha. Kamehameha. Muscly dude busting out some Taekwondo move, kicking straight up into the air. And just some really weird sketches. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what that's about. And a pile of shit. There's a fat demon guy just lying on the floor. I think that's supposed to be somewhat of an anime version of me. Huh. Cool guy. Chick holding two wooden swords. Yeah, I've come a long way since this sketchbook, but some of the designs still look pretty interesting. Maybe I should somewhat revisit this style sometime later on down the line. This is a sucker. Oh, if you can hear something going on in the background, I'm listening to Rick and Morty in the background. Yeah, I fucking love that show. Let's see. Ah, I remember this sketch. Like, funny thing about this sketch, this doodle is like, as you can see, is a guy just kind of standing there defiantly, and he's wearing some handcuffs. And once I started going through my troubles, like I remember, I remember this doodle just like kind of sitting there with my handcuffs and everything, shackled up. Just fucking, well, what's with all these pages torn out of my sketchbook? I don't know what that's about. That's fucking crazy. No idea what that could be. Oh, like these are some figure studies, gesture studies, some more gesture drawing, like wireframe poses, just to get like a rough sense of anatomy and where the joints and limbs go. Now a lot of these uh, gesture studies, this was a life drawing class, is what it was, and we had each member of the class like get up and strike a pose, and then we'd draw them out. More, just more. Yeah, wow. Like, how long does this go on? Oh, this was in the cafeteria in college. What am I saying here? Even from across the room, I can't help but look down her shirt. Yeah, yeah. I'm a freaking perv. So be it. So what? More gesture poses. Oh, hand studies. Like a good practice to do, like when you're trying to draw hands, is just to sit down and just draw your own hand. So as you can see, like I would sit there and just draw my left hand. So since I'm right-handed, you would see a lot of pages just filled with my left hand. And here's me just learning how to draw my feet. So it's like when you don't have a model present, like you could just utilize yourself as a model. Yeah, and these are my lips. Like I looked in the mirror. No, I'm kidding. Like I got these from like a swimsuit catalog. It's just some of their swimsuit models um, just posing, and I was in a moment here where I was just trying to learn how to draw lips and mouths, or noses and noses and mouths. Another Jack sketch. Yeah, that's Jack because you can see the notch in his ear. Crazy. He's a crazy son of a bitch. This is a sketch of the Long Beach Pier. Yeah, I went to school in Long Beach. Oh, and that's my roommate. I was um, I was drawing him while he was surfing, and I just drew the pier and like drew other other people at the beach. Just they were surfing, and rough little doodle of the distant skyline. I think I might be mistaken, but I think that's Catalina Island. I don't know. And just lines. Oh, look at this smooth criminal. Nice glasses, buddy. He's a gangster-looking guy with butterfly collar. He's a. I think I was trying to draw him as a yakuza or something. Oh yeah, bell-bottom samurai. That sounds pretty groovy. Yeah, sure enough, he has bell bottoms. You got a guy with a fro, maybe a sensei or something, and just drew this chick right out of my head. If you can believe that, totally out of my imagination. Just some hand studies, trying to get good at drawing hand gestures. It's like you can also convey emotions through like what your hands are doing. Like this guy's like reaching out for something, so probably in trouble or something like that. This guy's got a fist, maybe grasping onto a pipe. This is an offering hand, maybe offering some assistance or a handout. Just a stylish hand pose. This hand looks like it's being dismissive, like, hey, yeah, whatever, get out of here, shoo fly, don't bother me. And this hand is just like, looks like it's pressed on a floor or something. Maybe a guy just trying to prop himself back up, or maybe it's he's holding himself up against a wall. I don't know. And this is just a leg with a shoe. Another hand. Oh, sexy babe posing. This is for Alex. Yeah, Alex was another college mate of mine. He was pretty cool. And these are not my sketches. Who is this? By I have no idea. I can't read that, but must be someone from college. And yeah, that's it. Wow, it looks like I kind of treated this thing like a sketchbook, or not a sketchbook, a yearbook. Huh? These are all people from college. Man, I haven't looked at this thing for a while. Anyway, yeah, that concludes this session of sketchbook tours, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed or didn't enjoy showing you. It's like, yeah, if you compare that to any of my recent work, like I have come a long way, and just takes a lot of practice and study. And if you want to get get good at art or drawing, you gotta love it, you gotta have fun with it, and you just have to practice every day. So yeah, as you can see, like if you can point this over there. Like I have a whole shelf full of sketches, big and small. And if I keep this series going, like hopefully I'll be able to go through all of them. Anyway, um, we'll save that for a later time, and hope you enjoyed this session, and I'll talk to you guys later. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to some Rick and Morty, and I'll yeah, and figure out what else to do. See ya.